Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command. They're not responding. Oh well, might as well do a mission log. Buzz Lightyear mission log. It is June 17, 2022 at sunny California in Los Angeles. 72 degrees, sunny. And I am here at the Buttery Show, and it seems like I'm all by myself. And we are going to discuss what it seems to be like Pixar and Disney's latest project, Lightyear. But am I doing this alone? Or am I? I don't know what to do. I need to call my Star Command. Come in, Star Command. Come in, Star Command. Do you answer?
Star Command. This is Star Command. Do you copy?
All right. I just need one more person. Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command.
What's up, Commander Lightyear?
It seems I'm gonna be reviewing this show and the Buttery Show with these two intelligent life forms. Buzz Lightyear, over and out.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Commander Liao, for that amazing intro. Again, welcome, guys, to the Buttery Show, and also to the viewers that are growing up in the 90s, where we'll be discussing Pixar's newest film, and also Disney's Lightyear. Which you guys don't know, for people that don't know, this film is actually based on the first Toy Story film. Is actually a film in that universe. So again, before we start, spoiler alert, this discussion is a spoiler, so if you haven't watched Lightyear, do not watch this review or discussion. So again, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry guys. But anyway, so how you guys doing?
Oh man, I'm doing great. What about you guys?
How are you, Mike?
Wunderbar.
And again, so now let's see this. So let me ask you guys this. Of course, you guys don't know, me and Mike, we went to watch Lightyear at the El Capitan Theater. Hence why I got this awesome hat. And I actually got these goodies. We got a Lightyear notebook.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave us legit some cereal from Lightyear.
Lots and lots of cereal.
Lightyear base from Apple Jacks. And then I got fruit roll-ups. There you go.
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops. And then at the store, I bought this baby after the movie. I had to. I don't know why. My infatuation of a toy started. So look at it. Come on. It's a good action figure.
Not a flying toy.
Look, it's a flying toy. That's even laser beams.
It's not a flying toy.
It's falling with style.
But anyway, guys, welcome to the Buttery Show. And again, it's me, Ryan. I'll be your host, and we have here Clement Liao, aka my co-host, and also my other partner, Mikhail Matusevich. What's up, guys? So let's get this discussion started. Lightyear. Oh my God, this was actually a really good film. Start off. Why you guys thought of the film? Starting with Clement.
I really like how the pace was going, and I love how we get to see Buzz Lightyear what he was, because when I saw Toy Story for the first time, he is like, who is this character? Does he have a background story? And now finally we get to see what he was, or his real background story. And this is a whole new storytelling, and I do like it really, really much.
Awesome. How about you, Mike?
I was weirded out at first because of what kind of canon it would have in comparison to Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. But I think we've all come to a consensus as to how we're going to canonize it. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command is the 90s Spider-Man of the Pixar universe. This movie is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie in the Pixar universe, where you have live action Pixar actors playing Buzz Lightyear and all the other characters. And the only reason we're seeing this movie now instead of 1997 is because the radio waves that the movie is broadcasted on experienced time dilation.
Oh my gosh, I feel like after Spider-Man No Way Home, we're officially putting movies into this is this version, this is that version. Oh man, I think man, we're gonna use that term so many times. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly. So, this film, people are wondering, like, is this film canon with the actual Pixar? Yeah, well, technically it is. So in the beginning of the film, there's actually opening credits, opening like little credit scene that says, like, text credits. This film, like, Andy watched this film in '95, and
Hmm.
that's why got him to buy the Lightyear toy.
Hmm.
So yeah, so for people wondering, the Buzz Lightyear and Star Command animated show, which we loved, is actually still canon. It's actually, I think there's an interview from the director. I forgot. I think the director or someone who worked in the film. Again, fact check me. That said that that Star Command's basically a spin-off from this film in that universe. So this is the
Or
live
vice
action
versa.
film, and Star Command's the animated version of this film. Well, animated spin-off.
Hmm.
So yeah, guys, multiverse.
But
Multiverse.
Andy never bought Buzz Lightyear. He got it as a birthday present.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But I know he probably wanted that for his birthday because of the movie.
Yes.
Mhm.
So again, this film was directed by Agnes MacLane. This film starred Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear himself, Kiki Palmer, Peter Son, James Brolin as the evil Emperor Zurg, Taika Waititi, Dale Souls, and Aduba, Efren Ramirez, Isaiah Whitlock Jr., and Mary McDonald Lewis. So yeah,
Hmm.
great film. So let's talk about the film. Like, what are your thoughts on this? Like starting with Clem, when you before this film came out, what were your like thoughts? Like when it first announced, like I think last year, 2 years ago. Like,
Yeah, when Lightyear was announced and we see the reveal trailer, like I was like, no, no way, no way. Oh, and it says Lightyear, and I'm like, oh, so this is gonna be like an origin story of Buzz Lightyear. And like just by looking at the trailer, like he's in space, maroon, there's some stations, and there's a robot cat. So it's like we get to see the young version of Buzz Lightyear before he became a full-fledged like space ranger. So this could be it's interesting, and I'm excited because like I love Disney. I love Pixar. I love stories. Every project that has a good storytelling. Yeah, I want to give it a shot. And after watching this, love it.
okay, what about you, Mike?
First of all,
Same question.
Can I take a moment to acknowledge that you have a purple alien villain named played by an actor named Brolin?
Oh my god!
So you're saying that this Brolin is now the second Brolin that play a purple villain?
with giant vertical lines on his face. Yes.
Oh man, this is okay. This is officially great. Like a purple villain Zurg and a purple villain Thanos, and they're both by Brolin. So great.
Yep. Josh and James.
So yeah, same question,
Played
Mike.
by Jay Bro.
Yes. But same question, Mike.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I actually enjoyed watching this movie. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was still pretty fun. And I love like some references to like past Pixar works, but more importantly, like I can't help but like shout out, wait, that's a reference to that movie. That's a reference to that movie.
No, so I meant like your reaction when this was announced, like 2 years
when
last
it was
year.
announced. I'm hoping to see some pretty cool CGI Tangians.
Okay.
Mm.
So again, this film is basically it focuses on how Buzz came to be, how he became the iconic space ranger that we all grew to love. Basically, it's him. So the premise of the story is like he is part of this they're part of Space Command, Star Command, and then him and his commander named our best friend called Alicia. Basically, they're from Earth and they want to explore the world or in the galaxy to find some resources. Right? Basically, they're
Mhm.
space explorers. So it's kind of like similar to like Star Trek. And then they go to this planet, like this like unlimited planet to find resources. Unfortunately, when they land, they found it's uninhabitable and they cannot stay there.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, Buzz is actually. What I like about the first beginning of the the film is like it shows Buzz being badass, but also being kind of like has an ego because he doesn't want his own help. Like even Commander Hart is like, you kind of need help. It's like, no, I don't need help. I don't need help. And that's what led to the downfall. So basically, the whole film is him trying to fix a mistake, to get back the people like they're his fellow space rangers back to Earth. So because Buzz crash landed while trying to escape.
Uh,
And the film also talks about themes of like, like family. Actually, not like really family, but like basically the main theme of this film is uh time, right? Like basically it teaches us like you should not take life for granted. Because in the film, like you see like Buzz trying to test out hyperspace because the only way to get back to Earth is using hyperspace. And the thing is he tries, but he tries, but he notices the more he tries doing this mission, time goes by. That's where I introduced the time dilation, where basically the first beginning, he skips 4 years, and then he goes another 8 years, and until he finally sees like, oh crap, like life is moving on without me. Like basically, his own fellow space rangers, they find a life in that planet. Like they don't need to go back to Earth. He realizes like, no, I kind of I'll finish my mission, but it also teaches him like, yeah, honestly, like just enjoy what you have. I get it, your job is also good, but also don't prioritize just your job. It also shows the themes of like obsessiveness. That's what I like about this film. So there you go. That's the premise of
Also,
Lightyear.
not everyone wants to be rescued.
Yeah, not everyone wants to be rescued.
yeah, and when you earn that title as Space Ranger, remember Buzz Lightyear? Buzz Lightyear. He said, "We're Space Rangers. Our priority is the mission." And I was like, "Really? Come on, man! Like, look what you're doing, and look what happened to your friends and all the people that cared about you and knew you. Like, when you're focused too much on the mission, look what happened. You
And
just
all,
they
and
all
also
fly
you could.
away.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So and also it's like what exactly is the mission? Because is the mission to get off planet? Because technically you did get off planet multiple times. If the mission is to ensure the safety of all of the inhabitants of the ship, guess what? They've created their own safety net, quite literally made out of lasers. So it's like the mission is done. You might not think it's done, but it's done.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't done the way you thought it needed to be done, but it's still done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So again, like I like the fact that it's time. Like again, like Pixar films have a great way of like sending messages, but unfortunately, I mean, this film, the messages of this film was already kind of explained in another film.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah. At least 7 times I mentioned the movie Up, not the least of which because that one dude, Arturo, I think his name was, looked just like the old dude from when he was younger. Like from like the opening sequence when he was growing up. Like or that one dude looked just like the grandpa.
Yes. Now let's go to the characters. Now let's go to Buzz Lightyear himself. He's actually voiced with Chris Evans, aka Captain America. So hey guys, before I continue, like I have my own theory now. So spoiler alert for Falcon and Winter Soldier, even Endgame. So of course in Avengers Endgame, Captain America grows old, right? Because he went back to time. And then like in Falcon and Winter Soldier, like there's been rumors, people saying like, where's Captain Steve Rogers? Oh, he's up in the moon. So my theory is that Steve Rogers joined Star Command and became Buzz Lightyear, and he aged himself somehow, and now he's doing missions. That's why. So right now, Buzz Lightyear himself is Captain America. I'm just kidding.
Oh, so you mean like how Han Solo was trapped in carbonite, but then he went off, he went off course. So instead of going to Tatooine, he ended up on Earth, and then became an archaeologist named Indiana Jones. So
the comic books, yeah, Legends comics. Oh, you actually, that? Remember that? Oh wow, you actually remember that? Mm-hmm.
Either that, or Han Solo is dreaming that he's Indiana Jones while he was in the carbonated freeze.
Oh, I'll say this. You just remind me of this Russian joke, but I'll tell it to you some other time. But I do find it interesting how you got an actor named Chris who plays a soldier who travels on an aeronautic vessel, and during his journey and through his journey, he disappears for 84 years and doesn't age. This is clearly a reference to Wonder Woman 84 because he's gone for 84 years.
You can put it that way, but at least the villain is not like you have to touch him and make a wish.
Okay.
Kind of do, because you gotta make physical contact in order to like teleport to the ship.
Oh my god. But anyway, let's talk about Buzz Lightyear himself. Now, what do you thought of Chris Evans' portrayal of Lightyear, or Lightyear in this film in general? Sorry,
Okay, Lightyear, young and has that motive, has that drive to be the best space ranger in the history of Star Command, and he wants to do everything himself. So if he wants something done right, he has to do it himself. He cannot trust rookies. He only trusts those who are experienced or on the same level as him. So yeah, I like this approach for Buzz Lightyear because, he's young. He wants to be the best. He wants to prove the Star Command and his peers that he will become like the best space ranger in history of this in the records or in the Galactic Alliance, which is not happening yet. But he is just, man, he's just so laser focused on his like career, and as time goes by, or as many times he keeps traveling or using that crystallic fusion like hyperspace jumps, he's now growing to be more like he wants to be with people. He's more connected and more relatable, but he's just basically going solo of everything. So this is what I like a good development from the young and ambitious one to become like teamwork.
Okay. All right, Mikhail.
Forwards, stick in the mud. Like he freaking tries to arrest himself for screwing up instead of owning up to his own screw ups. And the thing is, like, one of the themes I appreciate in the movie that we didn't mention is owning up to the fact that you were once also a screw up. Like, no matter how good you are at something, no matter how big of a legend you become, you were a screw up at one point. So, you got to cut rookies some slack. Don't gaslight them into being well, you shouldn't. Like you should know better than to be a space ranger if you know that you're astrophobic. By the way, the proper term is cosmophobic, not astrophobic. Just like, astrophobic means you have a fear of stars. Cosmophobic means you have a fear of space. But that's etymological nitpick. He doesn't own up to his mistakes as much, and even in Star Command, he's a bit of a stick in the mud, but he's more empathetic in Star Command. So I'm glad that this is effectively a prequel because this is him learning to be more empathetic and him learning to be a proper leader. Because let's be honest, back 84 years prior, he was not a leader. He was a subordinate. He was on the same rank as Alicia. But the thing is, let's be honest, if we had to pick straws at who's the leader, Alicia would be the leader, not Buzz. So I like seeing that he's now becoming an actual leader because he has to learn to own up to his mistakes, helping others overcome their own mistakes and bring out the best in everyone.
Yeah. And not just himself, not just focusing on his own selfish self. Yeah.
Beyond that, it feels weird seeing him having brown hair because even in Star Command, like he had that purple headpiece even when he was wearing his pajamas.
Yeah. Now for me, I do like his portrayal. I like Chris Evans' voice. There was not one moment where I get there's Tim Allen's character that made basically Tim Allen's voice made his character, iconic. But never once did I kind of miss him. Chris Evans does a really, really good job as Lightyear. But well, of course, like, you can see the subtle Captain America cues inside. You notice, but again, he does his own job. Well, he does his great in his job as Lightyear. Um, yeah, I agree with you, Mike. Like he is like stuck in the mud. Like he is cocky. Like, he doesn't want others. He also does not want to like work with anybody else besides him. Like even in the film, it shows like he doesn't want to work. Like look, like that formula. Like he didn't want anyone helping him with that formula because like, it's my mistake. I don't want people to also be a burden. But no, like I also like the fact that he just gave socks just like, oh, I just figured this out, but didn't like believe in him. But in the end, he did do it.
Yeah.
Like I like the fact that like it's a great film for Buzz realizing of who he became. Like we finally saw how he became a great leader. Well, not a great leader, but a good leader. That's why in the end of the film you kind of see a tease of that. Like, okay, Space Ranger Stark again. Maybe you can. So yeah,
Yeah.
overall, I do like Chris Evans' portrayal of Buzz. Now there was some nitpicking, like okay, like maybe I wish you could have fleshed out more his backstory, like how he became a Space Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
But again, maybe they'll explore it in another film. But
Yeah.
again, if they do make another film. But now let's go to everyone's favorite lovable character, Socks, the cat. And oh my
Meow,
god,
meow, 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 meow.
character made me fall in love with the movie. Like every scene he's in, he steals the show. Like this guy's a scene stealer, a show stealer. This guy stole the movie. Like I want to film now on Socks, just Socks alone. I'll be happy. So let me ask about now. So Clem, what are your thoughts on Socks?
Oh man, Socks is so lovable, adorable, and just the best feline companion I wish I could have in the future because Socks is just a loving artificial intelligent cat companion that I wish to have right now. And he's already iconic with the beep boop beep boop and the meow 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 and helping out Buzz at like very sticky situations. Like he shoot out a tranquilizer out of his mouth as one of his protocols. That made me laugh out loud, and it just made me love Socks. That he is the best. He is the best sidekick that Buzz could ever afford. And thank you, Alicia Hawthorne, for creating Socks.
Exactly. How about you, Mike?
Okay, honestly, my only nitpick about Socks is that he's a cat instead of a dog. Other than that, he's perfect. Like I especially love the whole aspect of like, you know what, want to be useful, learn to make a better crystalline formula, and like basically like it paid off in a Doctor Who kind of way where it's like I don't know if you guys ever seen Day of the Doctor, but it was like you have three versions of the Doctor trapped in a room together and they can't unlock it because it's made of wood, and then John Hurt's like it's like for initiating formula still processing, formula complete. So it's like you had like 400 years almost instantaneously figured out, and like that's what Socks did. Like while Buzz was gone for like, to him was probably only like 2 months at most. For Socks it was 62 years, and you spent the entire 62 years learning how to make a new formula. And I appreciate that. And yes, I do like the random trank dart. I'll say this: the other Socks. Well, I want to say a thing or two about the other Socks because there is a second one. But let's get in. But I want to address that when we get to certain other characters first. So let's put a pin on that.
Okay.
Okay.
For me, for Socks, I loved him. Like he's so adorable. The fact that he is Buzz's companion, people think he is a companion. Like especially in Buzz is Alone, and also what I like what Socks is, he's basically his only connection back to Alyssa. I mean, he has a granddaughter, Izzy, but Alyssa made Socks for Buzz, and that's a true friend right there. And also the fact that like he's very loyal to Buzz, and legit you see in the end like they wanted to like decommission him, and Buzz like no, you're not taking away my cat. Basically, he did a John Wick there. Like you're not taking away my cat. No.
Yep.
Or no. Oh, Sully from Uncharted who was like my cat.
Okay.
But also, I want to add in the fact that I don't know if maybe it's coincidental that Socks is kind of same like I say same species as Goose from Captain Marvel.
Yep, I mentioned that.
Yeah, so maybe that's how it got inspiration from the design or the species of a Socks. But again, we don't know. But again, I do love his quirks. He's basically the perfect comedic relief during tense moments, and he can tell. And he's a badass. Like he legit almost saved Buzz, I think, twice.
Yep.
So yeah. So I would love a cat. Again, I'm allergic to cats. I love cats, but I'm allergic to them. But I would have a cat that's not like a real cat that's actually robotic or a hybrid. I would have Socks. Now, going to the next character we talk about is honestly one of the best characters in this film, Alicia. Now, she's not in a lot in the scenes, but Alicia Hawthorne, Buzz's best friend and commanding officer, like she is like one of the basically she's the I don't want to say she is basically the Ellie of this film. Parallels to Up,
She is Ellie.
she is Ellie. Like she is the definition of a best friend. Like a best friend that's platonic. Now a lot of people are like, oh, maybe her and Buzz are like girlfriend boyfriend. No,
Yeah.
they're actually best. I would compare this to Steve and Robin from Stranger Things. Like that is like a best friend. Now it's kind of sad though. Like she's the one that technically tells Buzz to like, hey, like you can do your mission. Come on, like I have your support. We're all here for you. The fact that she died, like the fact that Buzz misses her whole life. That was I kind of teared up in the middle when she died. Well, basically she sends a message like, hey, like I won't be here next year, but like we all love you. Here's my granddaughter. Like, oh crap! That's why the meaning is like. That's why while I watch films, like enjoy your friends. You know.
Yeah, one thing they could have done, and I'm glad they didn't, is obviously Alicia had to use a donor to give birth to her son.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been so weird if there was like some kind of revelation that all space rangers were supposed to submit a gene sample. I'm just going to leave it to those terms. And she chose Buzz's gene sample to make her son. No. That would have been weird because that would mean that Izzy would be his granddaughter. I'm glad they didn't do that.
And also inappropriate too. Like no, like that's your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mike Reed did kind of answer it. But Clement, what you thought of Alicia?
Without Alicia Hawthorne, like Buzz would not like. He wouldn't. I think without Hawthorne, like Buzz will be stuck in his own illusion that he has to do everything on his own. He will not see the word, like he would not develop to be a good leader. He would not understand teamwork. So it's just Hawthorne. She's like her, like Buzz's conscious, part of his conscious to like, hey, wake up, Buzz. Like, don't do everything by yourself. Like you gotta accept teamwork. You gotta ask for help. You gotta you just can't do everything on your own because you're only one guy. And if you believe in teamwork and you believe in others and you like help them to make the best out of them, you can do a lot of things. But Buzz, like he's just stubborn. So Hawthorne, thank you for making Lightyear a good leader that he is right now, and he'll become better.
Yeah. Now let's talk about her granddaughter Alicia. I mean Alicia. Sorry, Izzy.
You take it, Mike.
Easy. Can you palm her? Izzy. Oh my God, sister.
You take it, Mike.
No, Mike. So again, Izzy is Alicia's granddaughter. Also one of Buzz's admired. Well, she admired Buzz because like same thing. Like basically, it's like Tony Stark effect, right? Like it's like, oh, this is Buzz Lightyear. He's my best friend. Make sure like hopefully you can work with him in the future. Now Izzy is kind of like technically she's not really a space cadet or a space because she's a
reject.
She's a reject. She just wants to be. It's like going to Power Rangers, like Zoe's character in Power Rangers Beast Morphers. She's a reject. She wants to be part of Battle Force or Boom. So I like the fact that she's a reject, but is trying her best to help people. So now going to my question again, Mike, what you thought of Izzy?
No, I think she was a fantastic character, and like I love that she has all these flaws that like her grandmother never had in Buzz, and I love that okay, Buzz is a jerk for like constant comparing the two of them, but that also shows us that how much growth she's able to go through. Like that opening scene from Mega Man X, where it's like
Mhm.
you can be as strong as me. You're just not that strong yet, but you can be. And I love that because she does become that strong. And that scene where like she makes that leap of faith, on Zurg's bridge, I'm like, "Mwah." And yeah, and I love how well they shot that scene because like I'm not a fan of the movie Gravity, but one thing the movie Gravity got right is cinematography, and I love how like they did a great job explaining the physics of being in space and how scary it is because space is a pretty damn scary place, and
Yeah.
and she like shows her ability to become a leader in her own right because when Buzz is gone and it's just the three of them, her and the tall guy and the exploding grandma, they were like in a hopeless situation. She figured out a way to like improve the situation. Like she's slowly growing as a character. We see that growth, and I love seeing that.
Yes. Wait, Clement, Izzy,
Um,
sister.
I think Izzy is just fantastic, and like she comes from the legendary like Hawthorne, and a lot of like people who knew Hawthorne like expected her to do a lot of great things, but she couldn't live up to like her grandma's legacy. So to see her finally like took that leap of faith in that space scene, like jumping to a different bridge, that shows like she's brave. She's willing to take that risk, and she did.
Yes.
Brave character.
Now, what I like about Izzy is that Izzy is the perfect example of a character that has expectations from a legacy parent. Like example, like let's say example. I want an example. Let's say I don't know how to compare and contrast. Let's say a successful parent, right? Like a businessman, let's say an athlete, right? Let's say an athlete. So let's say an athlete that is very famous, right? Has a lot of these awards, these accolades, and he has a son that doesn't even know. Actually, I'm going to give a good example. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's sons are not good at basketball. But thing is, they've been compared a lot. Like, oh, why aren't you like your dad? Your dad's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He has all the, But that's not us. Like we are trying to be our best, and we're trying to do our own thing. Like
Mhm.
let be ourselves. That's what I like about Izzy.
Sky Tate
Izzy,
syndrome.
yeah, see, that's what I like about Izzy. Izzy, like she is trying to be with her grandma's legacy. But thing is, she wants to do it her own way, and that's what I like about Izzy.
Yep.
But again, that's what's really like, especially to like a lot of people, like kids in our generation, or especially to like minorities, like especially Asian Americans, like we've been like pulled, like let's say like put like pressure upon, like you need to be successful as us, we need to do that, our family legacy, and sometimes we can't do that. Sometimes like it's too much pressure
Yeah.
because that was your
Yeah, I remember like when my family first came to the U.S. My dad tried to like support us by becoming a pizza driver, and eventually I myself became a pizza driver because I needed the money and I needed to side hustle, and my dad was like so disappointed in me that I was delivering pizzas because he's like I delivered pizzas so you wouldn't have to.
yeah.
But the
Hmm.
thing is, part of me liked it though.
Yeah, the same thing with Izzy. Izzy, like, she liked being a space ranger, but thing is, I don't think she wanted to be a commander because her grandma was a prestige
Right.
commander. Like example, like these NBA players, a lot of their dads are legends, but thing is, when they're in the NBA, they're not really like stars. They're just good players, but they're not stars.
Of course, yeah.
Now
Or
going to next, huh?
yeah, Izzy, now that I think about it, Izzy is also like Damien from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, where like he likes getting his hands dirty. He doesn't want to wear that white uniform. He wants to get his hands dirty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about honestly a lot. Honestly, he's kind of very underrated. I wish he put in more. Let's talk about Mo Morrison, which actually was voiced by Taika Waititi. So basically, he is the clumsy one. He's the one that actually likes the pen.
Mm.
I'll also say this: as much as I love Taika, I did not really like Mo. Like, again, Mo was there for like laps, but thing is, his character. This is my opinion. I don't think his character wasn't meant to. Like, I don't think they even need his character. I get it. He was used to be like comic relief, but honestly, like, I don't know. Let me ask you guys this: what are your thoughts on Mo?
I don't know. Like Mo is just there, so can't say anything. But you know, we need a comic relief, so go figure. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, you kind of need characters like Mo and Darby to like balance out the cast because we need to have three contrasting archetypes to like separate each other. You got the earnest go-getter, which is Izzy. You got the the demolition the what's it called, the sighing demolitions expert, which is Darby, and you got to balance that out with the clumsy guy, which is Mo Morrison. Honestly, like for me, he does feel a little bit derivative of both Booster and XR because like he has Booster's enthusiasm where like he wants to like be his best, but like he always like messes up, and of course things go boom, just like XR. Accidents, not on purpose, like they are with Steel. But I love how like the whole pen thing ends up coming into play in a way that actually works out. But in any case, he at least introduced us to something that I think a lot of people are going to be doing for the next week. Red meat.
Oh yeah, I'll talk about, before we go to that, I actually want to talk about the same. Let's go. Well, let's finish the characters. So honestly, again, Mo, I liked him, but I don't felt like he was prominent for the story. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. I mean, Taika, I love Taika. Thor: Love and Thunder coming up, but I just felt like his character, like they didn't need his character for the story. I'm sorry. But there's one character that I do like. I mean, even her, honestly. Okay, so Darby Steele, the plural convict. Like, I liked her, but the thing is, I think she was used as a like that, like cause every group needs a like tough nose, hard like gunner. I think that was her role, but basically that was just pretty much her role. Like, I'm sorry to say this, I'm thinking about this right now. Honestly, besides Izzy, the supporting characters of Buzz Lightyear is kind of like underwhelming. But let's talk about Darby. What do you think about Darby, Clem?
Darby's she's fun. She's explosive, but she's a realist. Like, I'm a convict. If I do this, I get a reduction on my sentence. So, she's fun, but very underwhelming. So,
yeah.
What about you?
For me, I think you touched on something very interesting because it's like the characters are interesting to me, but it's because of the way they interact with each other. And I think this ties a little bit back to what I said earlier, but I wasn't thinking too consciously about why I said it. But yeah, it's like the whole balancing the character archetypes. What makes all three characters likable is the fact that they're interacting with each other. But when you look at them as individuals, it's like, yeah, they're kind of redundant.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they need someone to work off of. Heck, even the new commander, the Sideburn guy, is Sideburn his actual name? But even he would be like a boring and redundant character if not for the
Burnside.
Burnside. Yeah, Burnside. Like he's also a redundant character if not for the fact that the way he's interacting with with Buzz or like the other cadets, even though he only shows up in like a few scenes.
Yeah, like. Going on the characters on this film. This is reason why I do like Lightyear, but the supporting cast is kind of underwhelming. The only reason why, without of course, this is Lightyear's film. Izzy, there's even moments where Izzy is kind of like a little bit like annoying at bits, but thing is, like, it does get back up during the third act, like she realized
Yeah.
her mistakes. But I don't know, it's just these characters. I didn't feel honestly. I wanted more socks. It's not
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
it's not
he
like
steals the
films where
show too
like
much.
it's not like films where like example like Black Panther where you have a good supporting cast, or like
Yeah.
any other film that has like that basically helps the character up. Like they give me their own characters. It's like Toy Story, like example. Toy Story, you had like Rex, like Slinky, Mr. Potato Head. Those characters themselves can have their own series.
So you're basically saying is that Socks is the Steve Urkel of this movie, where like he steals the show to the detriment of all the other characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So now let's talk about Zurg. Now,
Zerg.
Have you had enough, Buzz? I can do this all day.
Not today, Zerg.
so I did. I'll be honest again. I kind of did not like Zurg in this film. Like he was not. I like the concept of him being a time paradox of Buzz, right? A variant of
But
Buzz. Spoiler alert. But I wish they didn't explore his character. I'm like, I get it. They showed him. He basically showed him like he went up to the future, right? And he saw this mysteriously ship with robots that has no life forms, and supposedly he got command of them.
that seemed very suspicious to me. Like I
I'm
feel like
like,
there was more to that story that he wasn't telling us. So like I was a little disappointed there was no payoff. Not gonna lie though, I was also a little disappointed that Zurg was Buzz himself all along,
yeah,
and not say Buzz's father, because Oh, by the way, Lightyear, I am your father.
yeah. Like
No, you're lying. Yes, but it got you off guard, didn't it?
now going to Zurg, honestly, yeah, I'm sorry. I wish he fleshed him out more. But he felt like a one note, one dimensional Marvel villain in the early Phase One Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
Hmm.
I do like the concept, but it did teach Buzz. He did teach Buzz his main mission was of course to complete the mission, but also but thing is he find out like he can actually go back in time and fix everything, but that would mean Izzy and everyone else not existing.
Mhm,
I like the
Yeah.
fact that he does teach Buzz yeah, we cannot change the past.
mhm.
Mm.
I like that concept. That's all. Well, again, Zurg's a really great character. He's one of Disney's most iconic villains, and I kind of very disappointed how he's portraying this one.
Yeah, I'm not overall happy with Zerg's development in this one, but it is what it is. So, what about you, Mike? What do you think of Zerg?
I Adding to that, I also didn't like how quickly everyone's relationship changed so quickly. Like Buzz was so quickly to trust Zurg Buzz, but then like he was so quick to like disagree with him all over again, and then they would start hating each other again. I feel like if they're gonna go with that angle, they should have like have it taken up more screen time. Like develop the relationship more, because it felt like it was like too late into the movie for them to suddenly start being allies, only for you to know like sooner or later they're gonna start being enemies, because it's not like you're going to introduce a new third party villain that the two of them would have to team up against. Which, don't get me wrong, if Zurg stayed Zurg and not Buzz, it dressed up as Zurg, like if he stayed as Zurg, maybe Zurg and Buzz could have teamed up in the sequel against a common threat, which would have been an interesting plot, but they can't do that. So it's obvious that something's gonna happen, that they're gonna become enemies again, and so late into the movie that it seems almost redundant they were even considered as allies.
Yeah.
So
So
Mm.
I mean, maybe if they changed it so that the time travel or the time dilation made him go insane, that probably would have been a more interesting character development for Zurg.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now before we wrap it up, let's talk about the bread. So I'm actually gonna try that. We should do that someday. Like
I already
much
did
bread?
that when
Too
I
much
was a
bread.
kid.
Yeah, well, I'm actually gonna try that maybe someday, but I actually try that. But now, before we end this, let's talk about what's the future of this. Now, there is like again, there were like interviews that there's the plans or like I think rumor I forgot again, guys, fact check me if I'm wrong. That I think they're planning to make more movies or maybe I think a trilogy for Lightyear. Now, what would you expect for a potential sequel film or maybe or what you want to see in a trilogy based on Buzz Lightyear? Sorry, McClem.
Possible Star Command in space and a new Lightyear team. That's
Okay,
what I'm expecting.
Mike.
Um, I have a feeling they're gonna have to try to somehow get rid of Izzy, Mo, and Darby in a way that doesn't involve killing the three of them off, so that we can introduce Mira, Booster, and XR because that was Buzz Lightyear's team when we were growing up with them. And I know it would be like a waste of marketing not to introduce them into the sequel, but the thing is, the team would be too big if you included both casts. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe they could do a team up in the third film, but we all know that Zurg's coming back. But maybe we could introduce some other Buzz Lightyear villains in the sequel, like Torque Darklight,
Yeah.
or maybe those tiny villains, you know, who disguise themselves as giant robots the size of normal humans.
Okay.
Definitely, let's introduce some Tangians because we love them Tangians, and that vampire dude. You know the one I'm talking about, the robot vampire
Yeah.
keeps controlling XR like as a running gag. Like I want like if he becomes a villain in the sequel, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I wanna see more like Star Trek again. Again, I'm a Star Wars fan, but I kind of want to see more them explore more planets. Like that's why we love Star Command.
Yeah,
And
it was a
honestly,
kid's version of Star Trek. Yeah.
honestly, I hope that in the next film they do introduce what's her name again? Like L, like in the Star Command, like the robots,
You
Nebula,
mean Mira,
XR,
XR,
Booster,
Mira, and
and
Booster?
yeah,
who's again? That are the red
Mira,
guy. Oh, yeah, Booster,
Booster.
yeah,
Booster.
Booster and Mira,
There you
Oh my God, Mira, Princess Mira. I hope they can introduce them, right? In a way, not like basically don't do a reboot of like Bust Star Command, but basically to make your own story. Because keep in mind, the animated series is basically a spin-off from this film trilogy. Get it? So maybe
go.
put
Yeah.
something like that, something similar to that. But I do want to see those characters on a sequel or any film.
Oh, I just remembered in the TV show there was an evil Buzz Lightyear, and he was so powerful that Buzz had to team up with Zurg in order to fight him.
So I have a theory before we end that this not that Buzz is not really Zurg. Because remember he said like, oh, remember he mentioned like, oh, every time I wear this thing, he says Zurg, Zurg, Zurg. So maybe there's actually another Zurg out there, and that's just a suit.
Okay.
Maybe that ship actually belonged to Zurg, that real Zurg.
Okay.
I got you. Well, I like the fact too. Like, remember those yellow robots were the same color robots from the animated series, same color Zurg robots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so before we end, rating. Clem, what'd you rate this film?
I rate this 8 out of 10.
Mike.
8 out of 10. It's a decent movie, but it's not like the best. Like I know it can be better.
I would give this an 8 out of 10. The only reason why, I mean, you can add to the reason why it's not high. The reason why it's 8 out of 10 because it has great music. I love the music. I like cinematography. I love that. I like the artistic art designs. I like the characters models. I like everything. I like the concept. The only reason why it's not up there, like, it doesn't have the magic I feel with Pixar film. There were moments where I kind of teared up, but I didn't have like the same oomph. Like, like I would rewatch this. I'll say this. Honestly, as much as like I love Buzz Lightyear or well, Toy Story in general, this film kind of felt like a Disney Plus film.
Mhm.
If I have to go realistic with you, I'm being honest. This kind of felt like a Disney Plus film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. But again, before we any thoughts like why your scores, Clement? Why is it 8 out of 10? Why is it not
Just
high?
an 8 out of 10. That's all I can say.
Like I said, it's a decent movie. Like the kids would enjoy, but it's not the kind of movie where like I would go back to watch over and over again. and there are a lot of noticeable flaws in it that could be easily fixed. I mean, again, it's still good. It's still a fun movie to watch. Like the one time you watch it, so it's not like it's a 7 out of 10 with a bare minimum, or worse, a 6 or lower. But I wouldn't give it a 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
So guys, Lightyear 8 out of 10. We recommend you guys watching it. Now rewatch, I don't know. Again, but yeah, guys, hope you enjoy. If you guys love Star Wars, love you guys Toy Story in general, and love adventure sci-fi films, yeah, we would recommend to you guys.
Mhm.
So before we leave, Clementine, where can he find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram, cleo1031, and I'm also hanging around the Morphin Network. Pretty easy to find, guys.
Yeah, it's trying to find your name. Where is it? Oh, there you go, guys.
There you go.
And
Pretty quick.
Doken, aka where can he find you?
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto, and you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto. Tomorrow, for real this time, I am going to start streaming Sonic Heroes.
Nice. Find me Instagram, DancerBoy247. Guys, you can find me. So we did vlog our moment at a trip at El Capitan, so be sure to watch it. We actually also filmed the light show for you guys, so you guys can enjoy. So,
Yep.
yeah, that's pretty much. This is our Lightyear discussion. Again, hope a nice Father's Day weekend. Just keep an update on our social medias for any upcoming news or podcast for the Buttery Show.
Yep.
Until then, guys.
To infinity and beyond.
I love the space music. Okay, so let's do it again.
Hey, it's better than human music.
But anyway, guys, one more time. To infinity,
infinity
and
beyond.
Wait, before we leave, guess what? I got a special cameo.
Ah, no.
Pixar, Woody solo film. You can do it. Come on. Okay, I'm done.
There's a snake in my boot.
Sorry, Woody. Alright, bye,
Somebody's
guys.
poisoned the
Bye.
water hole.
Alright, smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.